Somewhere near this place in western Poland, there is an abandoned Soviet nuclear installation. Patches of pine and spruce, which have been planted as camouflage, are still doing their job. Vegetation entirely envelops the concrete entrance, which is blocked off but accessible to bats and determined rule-breaking humans. On top of the ventilation pipe that juts out from the mostly underground facility, there is a big mound-like nest of wood ants. It is a perfectly normal place for wood ants to live. They feast on the sweet honeydew secreted by the aphids dwelling in the nearby pine trees and soak up the rays of the post-Soviet sun. But within the bunker is a small room at the bottom of the shaft. There was a second colony of ants. These ants had no sun, no warmth, no light, and no honeydew. So they survived on the flesh of their fellow ants. Their colony was the wretched result of individuals falling from healthier colonies above, and with no way to climb out of the bunker, they could never return. It feels like a mirror horror that could have come straight out of a mind like Jordan Peele. Except that instead of the commentary on the race and the class in America, it's a testament to one's population of sheer will to survive. It is a peculiar colony, says Stephan Wojciech, a zoologist at the Polish Academy of Science in Warsaw. They're doing the best they can, surrounded by dying. In 2019, Mock took it upon himself to do something about it, and recently published The Tale of the Momentous Rescue in the Journal of the Hymenoptera Research. The abandoned bunker was once known as a Special Object 3003, a military complex activated from the late 1960s to 1992. It was abandoned right after the Soviet Union fell. Scattered throughout the forest like now benign landmines, bunkers like this one were used to conceal and assemble a storage of both nuclear and conventional weapons. Chezowski first established that colony in 1992 in hopes of identifying the most austere conditions that could support a population of wood ants. The insects exceeded his expectations and subsist on the honeydew of aphids living on the island's lone pine tree. When Chezowski published his study making this discovery of the bunkers of the ants in 2016, he cited the split colony as evidence of the wood ants' remarkable preservation. But general populace was less awed and more concerned. Professor Chezowski got many letters saying how cruel it was to keep the ants down there. Mock says, people kept asking, why did we not set them free? In most cases, the cardinal rule of wildlife conservation is to not interfere. David Attenborough, the voice behind Planet Earth and the field's unofficial patron saint, is a staunch believer in this rule according to The Sun. Mock says he grappled with this ethical dilemma, but his colleagues reasoned that they were not interfering with the course of nature because the ants had been trapped in a human-made structure. Plus, the researchers had learned what they could from the bunkered ants and wanted to study them further as a united colony with an unusual duplex living arrangement. And so, out of both compassion and scientific curiosity, Mach devised a plan. Before he could unite the colonies, he had to check if they would recognize each other. If not, the resulting carnage could wipe out both populations. Wood ant colonies each carry a hydrocarbon profile that's as specific as a barcode, and ants will scan this to see if a newcomer is a friend or a foe. In the spring of 2016, he took a group of around 100 ants from the Colony 2 to Colony 1 and let them scramble toward the mother nest. The ants were not attacked and quickly, and perhaps with no small measure of relief, re-immersed themselves into the mother ship. Mach's solution would allow ants, after failing to climb back up to the original colony, he calls it an experimental boardwalk, a term that conjures images of a flea circus of the future. And in some wooden planks, Mach's colleagues installed the boardwalk just after the first trial encounter in 2016. A few ants hobbled over and inspected it. Mach's day job is regrettably not exclusively devoted to these ants, so he left to conduct other research. When he returned in February 2017, Ant Colony 2 was gone. The necropolis remained, but the swarming black mass had disappeared. A few lone ants wandered around the base of the boardwalk, presumably only the recent fallen. According to Mach, the most significant implication of this research is how the wood ants will maintain colony organization in even the most dire circumstances. In this total darkness with no food save each other, they couldn't predict that we would have come in to save them, but they were still surviving and fighting for something, Mach says, and that is exciting.